Hello, my name is Vladimir Pichardo from William Patterson University, and I'm here to review the new Samsung Chromebook. This thing comes with the new Intel Atom N570 processor, which is dual-core and hyper-threaded. It also has a built-in graphics cord right on the chip itself. It comes with 2 gigs of RAM and a 16 gig solid-state drive. It also weighs about 3.3 pounds, which is very light. And the screen size is 12.1 inches, and this is all straight from the Samsung site. Front of the laptop, you could see that it's all white with a very nice Chrome logo and a Samsung logo. On the sides, we have one USB port along with a SIM card slot and a dev mode switch. And then going to the front, we have a SD card slot. And then finally on the other side we have a headphone and mic all-in-one jack. We also have a second USB port along with a proprietary Samsung video out jack that takes this little dongle, which I don't have with me right now. We also have the power in, and the back of it has no ports at all. So opening this thing right up, the first thing that we notice is that it turns on. Well, that was sleep, but let me sign out and then shut down real quick, and you guys can see how fast this thing actually turns on. So there we go, it's off, and I'm gonna power it back on. Actually, we'll demonstrate the whole turning on by opening it up. So there we go, and as it comes up, it boots up in probably 10 seconds or so, maybe even faster than that, and there we go, and we're already booted. So I'm just gonna log in real quick. And once you log in, it actually takes you back to the last tab you had open. But before we go there, let's discuss a little bit more about the hardware. You have a little chiclet-sized keyboard. It's very nice, actually, very good size. Buttons are pretty good. The top row, where you normally have the F1 through whatever buttons, we have the back, forward, refresh, full screen, window switch button, which I'll demonstrate shortly because it did take me a while to figure out what that actually did. Brightness, volume control, and then right below the keyboard we have a nice big sized multi-touch trackpad with no buttons, and right on top we have the camera, which for now I think you could only use with Google Talk. So now that we're looking at here at the William Patterson website, I'm going to open up a new tab, and this brings you a list of the built-in apps, except for Angry Birds. I actually installed that a couple minutes ago. The only other thing that you can do here is open up a terminal window, and you can do some fancy stuff like ping or top and stuff like that. And this is, I'm going to demonstrate this window switch button. This actually switches between the windows, which I thought was pretty cool. And now, since this is basically just the web browser, from a higher ed perspective, I'm not really sure how we can integrate this into our environment. The only thing that I could think of is our library has loaner laptops, which we lend out to students. But even if we do that with these, even though they're a good size and it's pretty efficient, you can't really install anything on here proprietary. Like, for example, the loaner laptops that we hand out have SAS, SPSS, among other software installed on there, which you can't really do here. Also, for printing, this does something called Google Cloud Printing, and to set that up you actually need either a Google Cloud Printing compatible printer, or you have to install something on your desktop that's connected to a printer, and that way you could print to that printer. So besides that, this is pretty much a web browser. Oh, one thing, I highly recommend switching this to the dev software channel. If anyone's familiar with Google Chrome just the regular browser. There's three different channels: the stable channel, beta, and the dev channel. When we first got this thing, it was in the stable channel, which is the default. There was some performance issues that I was experiencing with any website that had Flash, not even YouTube, just Flash ads or whatever. But after switching it to dev, and I think it updated itself a couple times now. And as you know, if you have a Chrome browser in the dev channel, it updates almost every day or so. It actually became a lot smoother. So that's pretty much it. This is sort of the menu where you get to change stuff on the system, and this is also where you could delete users, and sort of similar to how Chrome works. And in conclusion, even though this is a great netbook with great specs, I don't feel that the software is ready for prime time, just because you can do so much more even with a non Chrome OS netbook. Even something with like a Ubuntu or even a Windows netbook, you could do so much more than just browse the web. So I feel like this isn't really ready for prime time yet, especially not in higher ed. And that's it.